today's Trash to Treasure project, I'm showing you how to make these cute flowers. Can you guess what they're made of? You may not be able to. Stay tuned and see what surprising item we're using to make flowers. Alright, so the surprise here is we're making our flowers. They look kind of like a rose. I will say they look kind of like a rose, kind of like something else, I'm not sure, out of beet seeds. And this is the perfect time of year to do this because a lot of our garden centers, at least where I live, a lot of the garden centers have seeds on sale right now because it's getting kind of late to plant. But if you look really closely, and let's see if I can go, whoops, wrong way. I knew I would do that. Come on, can we focus? They look kind of like a flower, and if you pick through, some look more flower-like than others. We'll work with this one right now. So you don't need a lot of materials. I'm just gluing mine on. Now the wire I'm using, I thought for sure I had some lighter weight wire in my drawer, and I couldn't find it this morning. So we're going with kind of a heavy wire. We're using my 2-glue system. We're using the Fast Grab Tacky, which I'm putting on the tray over here to the side, and we're using our super glue. And currently I'm using Gorilla super glue. I've got 2 or 3 bottles of this around. I am loving this stuff. It's a great super glue. Now let's see if I can get under the camera. Now kind of look at your seed and decide which side you want for the front and which you want for the back. So this, I'm going to make my back. So right there, that's my back. I'm dipping my wire off camera in the tacky glue, followed by the super glue, and then I'm just going to stick the wire onto the back, making sure the super glue comes in contact with the seed. And what you'll end up with is this flower. And like I said, my wires are a little too heavy, but this is what I had. So now these have been glued for a while. They're not completely dry, but I'm going to go ahead and paint the 2 that I did earlier and just show you how easy this is. I'm just using craft paint. And this craft paint is just a buttercream color, which is kind of a creamy white, off-white color. I like this color. But you can use, again, any color you want. And just paint, being careful because I don't have my glue all the way dry yet. My glue is still pretty wet on this particular flower. But I've got to get the video done pretty quickly because I'm expecting some guys here to do some work and I won't be able to film. I'm kind of blowing on it to kind of so I don't lose all the definition. The paint was a little heavy on that one. I'm going to do, whoops, this is really wet glue. I should have waited longer, but I just didn't have time to wait longer this morning. Making sure I'm still in camera. Alright, now while it's still wet, to do what I'm doing 2 coats, 2 colors. My second color is a fuchsia pearl, and this is a transparent color. That's why I use the white under it, or the off-white. I like to put this on while that's still wet, and it kind of try not to get any of the white paint into my pink, but kind of mix it here. Yeah, I should have put the paint out on the tray, but didn't. But there, we've got a couple of roses. Glob some paint on here and little bit different effect. But you could do any color. And if you don't think they look enough like a rose, you could, you know, call them whatever flower you want to call them. Once they're put into a vase and in the dollhouse, they'll be much more convincing. But here's some finished flowers. And it's that easy to make some simple and inexpensive flowers for your dollhouse. Thank you for joining me for Trash to Treasure Thursday. Come back next time and see what we do then.